We begin with 10 News reporter Rena Nakano. She's getting the very latest from CAL FIRE. Rena?
Yeah, good evening. We're seeing a lot of fire. When we first got here, it just seemed to be on one side of the mountain. Unfortunately, it's gone past State Route 78, and now you can see that it's traveling northwards there. All over this mountain here, you're going to see lots of pink spots. That's the fire retardant and also a lot of smoke. Joining us live right now is Alec Phillip. He is with San Diego Fire. Thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, of course. Happy to be here.
Okay, so let's talk about this fire. It originally started at around 1:30. It was just a small 15-acre fire, but all of a sudden, how big is it now and how much contained?
Yeah, as of right now, it's about 240 acres. We have it about 5% contained, and like you said, because of the terrain here, because of the wind, it did start small, but it quickly jumped into a bigger fire. It was jumping across the 78 here. We have a lot of vegetation on both sides of the road, so there's a lot of fuel for it to burn. So yeah, it did spread after it started, unfortunately, yeah.
So we see a lot of crews from a lot of different agencies out here. What are they all saying is the most difficult part about this whole thing?
The most difficult part is the terrain. It's steep, it's rock to get our crews out there, so the most difficult is physically getting to where we can fight the fire. That's why we have a lot of our aerial crews out here right now. You can see helicopters and planes doing water drops and fire retardant drops out here as well.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen crews all the way from Miramar. We've seen so many different agencies, not just from the local areas here, Escondido area. When are they called to say, hey, we need your support as well?
Yeah, when it gets to that point, our incident command will say, you know what, the units here are not sufficient. We're going to need more units from local agencies. And luckily, we have a lot of good cooperating towns around us. Everyone is willing to send units when we need them. So when we call on them, they go ahead and show up.
Is that the same also for inmate fire crews from the Department of Corrections?
Yeah, that's correct, yes.
All right, so right now, what's the tactic? Of course, it started on what looks to be the right side of your screen. However, it's kind of zigzagged up and down this canyon. What is the #1 most effective firefight at this very moment?
Right now, it's the areas that have burned, continuing to make sure that they're not going to flare up again, start another spot fire to where it's going to continue to spread there. So we have crews sort of chasing it from behind, and in addition to that, we have our air drops happening, our fire retardant drops, to stop the spread of it. So we have an idea of the direction that it's heading, so we're trying to get ahead of the fire, drop water, drop fire retardant ahead of it to stop the spread in its tracks.
That's what you guys are hearing right above us. There's actually a helicopter with the San Diego Fire Department just traveling right above us. They're also getting water from Lake Ramona. Fire retardant, I understand, is coming all the way from CAL FIRE Air Base, Hemet, and also San Bernardino. They often think, a lot of people think that it does the same thing, the water and the retardant, but they're slightly different in the jobs they do, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. So obviously a water is going to put out the fire immediately. A retardant is going to prevent a fire from spreading.
And, obviously working in tandem with the crews on the ground, you guys are hoping to kind of just stop it all together. Do you have any idea when that will be?
Unfortunately, we don't. Like I said, we have it about 5% contained right now. It's at about 240 acres, and we're doing our best to stop it right now.
All right, Alec, thank you so much for joining us. Again, if you are living kind of in the easterly direction of where we are at, that is, i.e. in the Ramona area, the fire, according to the wind direction currently, is headed that way. So definitely be on the lookout for information from your local fire department, as well as CAL FIRE, as well as the news agencies that are trying to get this information out. If you are evacuated, make sure you do that as soon as possible. Reporting live from the fire zone, I'm Rena Nakano. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Rena, thank you.